suffered a left knee injury, and we expect him to have surgery and rehab and make a full recovery and be ready for the 2021 season. And that's really all the information I have on that one. He's been in great spirits on the bus, on the plane, in the facility today. He's responded as well as he could possibly do it, and we've all noticed that. So we'll also bring up to the 53-man today Brandon Allen and Quentin Spain. That'll be released shortly.
Coach, can you confirm that it was an ACL and an MCL tear?
All I'm going to say is what I just said.
Okay. Normally with those type of injuries, though, players aren't 9 to 12 months. That's the recovery process. Is that what you're expecting his injury timeline to be?
I'm expecting to make a full recovery and ready for the 2021 season.
Zach, do you have when the surgery is going to occur? Is that today, tomorrow? Do you have that scheduled?
No, I don't have that yet. We're still gathering information on that.
So I guess you wouldn't know where that would be either, if that would be in Cincinnati or somewhere else.
I don't have that information yet.
Coach, did Joe address the team after the game? I know he was still there, but did he have anything to say to his teammates afterwards?
There wasn't really a moment for that, to be quite honest. You're in a visiting locker room. He was getting tended to by the doctors as that happened in the second half. So just there wasn't really a time and place for that after that game.
Does the surgery, the bearing of the timing of the surgery, is it based on how much getting swelling out of the joint?
I'm going to let the doctors handle that part of it and stay out of that part of the conversation. But he'll be in great hands, and we expect him to make a full recovery.
Coach, you've been challenged every step of the way in this process of coaching and leading the team to the goals you've set, and obviously there's always a road that's tough to get there. And do you look at this latest challenge as one that, hey, hopefully this is the last one because you've overcome so much in such a short period of time?
Well, I think there's always going to be obstacles in the way to the things that we want to achieve, and it's all about how we come together and handle them. And we don't have any time to hang our heads and feel sorry for ourselves. You got to just not waste a moment and figure out solutions to the obstacles that are in our way. And that's the way that we choose to do it. And I think that we've got a locker room full of guys and a staff full of men who have all embraced that same mentality. And that's what we're going to do going forward.
Thank you.
Do you know what recovery and rehab look like in the COVID era? Is he going to be, it will be different anyway that it would be in another year?
I can't answer that. That's a good question, but I cannot answer that one yet, Jay. But it's everything's a little bit unique right now. So, but again, I'm sure he'll attack this thing full speed ahead and get himself ready as soon as possible.
What does Ryan Finley need to do to A, hold on to the starting spot the rest of the season, and B, go into the offseason as someone you guys believe in behind Burrow?
Yeah, we expect all of our guys, all of our backups to respond to the opportunities they get. You've seen that for a lot of our guys this year. It's their time to shine, and they got to go make the most of the opportunity. And we've had plenty of guys who we've learned a lot about in their backup roles. They've gotten more time than maybe they anticipated for the season. And the expectation for all of our players is to have that mindset and go attack the opportunity that's in front of them.
Coach, what do you lose in Joe Burrow with his leadership, and then who do you expect will step up as like the next man up and to take over his spot? Yeah,
he was a tremendous leader for us, and he gave us a lot of energy the way that he led the unit. And so, I can't be a robot coach and say that we're not going to be missing that, because we will, but again, it gives other guys some opportunities for the voice to be a little bit louder, guys that have done things the right way. To answer your question, I think Tyler Boyd has had a tremendous year from a leadership standpoint. He's always been a playmaker on the field, but I think that really his approach to this season has been different than what I saw from him last year. And again, he's a guy that's gained a lot of respect from all of us, and everything he's done is the right way. And he speaks, and guys listen because they see his approach to practice in the games has been tremendous. And so, again, there's plenty of guys like that on offense that approach that the right way. Leaders have already been here and well established, but I think Tyler's one that's really stepped up and taken on that role, and he'll continue to do that for us.
Obviously, what Ryan stepped into yesterday was pretty unique, just the circumstances, but he got those 3 starts last year and struggled a bit. What did you see from him, maybe both positive and negative, and maybe what was your message to him after those 3 starts last year?
Yeah, you learn from every bit of experience that you get, and I know he learned a lot from those experiences last year. Learned a lot yesterday. He didn't take any reps during the week, really. It's all scout team work. And so he's thrust into a tough spot there in the second half. And But again, that's life as a backup quarterback. You got to get yourself ready to go. And again, there's things that I wish, I'd put him in a better position to give him a better opportunity. But bottom line is we didn't get it done, and we're not able to put any points on the board there in the second half to help us win.
I know you can't junk your offense necessarily at this point in time and start from scratch, but do you massage your offense now that you have a different quarterback that's going to be at the reins?
Yeah, we'll take a look at a lot of different things that'll put us in a better position going forward. And maybe some of Joe's strengths are not someone else's strengths. Maybe someone else's strengths are different than what Joe's are. So again, we'll find our way to be an efficient offense going forward.
Zac, obviously you got an extended look at Finley last year. You guys didn't add a veteran quarterback to the roster. What did you see in Finley that you felt good about him being the backup behind Joe in 2020?
Yeah, we knew that Joe was going to get all the reps going into this season. And, really felt like we added Brandon Allen, in that role. When you say veteran quarterback, Brandon Allen really was that in a sense. Whether he's on the active roster or the practice squad doesn't really matter. He's still in the room doing that kind of stuff. And with the elevations you're allowed this year, it felt the same to us. So we felt really good about that quarterback room going forward. We got a young guy in Ryan Finley, who's in year 2. We got a guy who's got a couple years experience in this system, and Brandon Allen particularly. And then you had Joe Burrow, who we knew we were going to give, 95% of the reps to and really invest in him and let him go. And so we felt good about that room.
Zac, do you have to look at quarterback now and potentially fill that third spot?
I think that's something you got to take a look at, especially in this COVID era that we all live in. You got to have depth at every position available. And that's that we've carried 3 quarterbacks for a lot of different reasons. That's one of them, because it takes 6 days to get a guy processed and get him in the building. And so we'll obviously start that process now.
Zac, was this injury for Joe the worst possible outcome for his rookie season?
Yeah, we don't wish anybody to get injured and miss it, the later part of this season. It's unfortunate. It's football. It happens. And again, we gotta pick ourselves up and move on. And again, I expect our guys to have a monster chip on their shoulder on Wednesday when they show up to work and go play in this game on Sunday against the New York Giants.
Zac, to confirm what you said about Joe Burrow being ready for the 2021 season, do you mean the start of the 2021 season?
He'll be ready for the 2021 season.
Zac,
Coach,
how much, Zac, will he miss in the offseason that he wouldn't have missed where, there's no substitute for that on-field stuff and working with receivers? And I don't know how much you could do that anyway with COVID, but what's he going to miss, you think?
He's an expert in missing an offseason and playing effectively. So, I do have that to fall back on, and I know that about Joe, and there won't be any guesswork in how he handles it. We've already seen it firsthand. So that part is encouraging.
Coach, as much as guys compete against each other, the fraternity, the brotherhood that is the NFL, had to make you feel good about the outpouring of support that Joe received immediately from people like Mahomes and Russell Wilson.
Yeah, there's that old saying, those who know. That's often used in football groups. And so I think the players around the league, the coaches around the league that have seen the tape of Joe Burrow, they know what kind of pro he has been and what he's going to be and what he's going to mean to this franchise going forward. And so for him to already have that effect, not only in Cincinnati in this building, but around the league and just whatever it is, 3-4 months, shows where we expect him to be in the future as a player.
Zac, I think we should probably be crystal clear on this. So you're not sure if Burrow, you can't say definitively right now Burrow will be ready for the start of the 2021 season, correct?
I've said what I said, and that's really all I have for you.
All right.
The fact that Joe misses the final 6 games, those reps, not only the injury, but the reps that he's going to miss, how big of a deal is it? I mean, obviously he's a bright guy. He's ahead of the curve and all that. But in a perfect world, you'd like to see those 6 games under his belt as well, wouldn't you?
Of course, but he got 10 games of really good reps, and you could see the growth he made in all those games, and he'll have a chance to reflect on it in the offseason. Trust me, he's probably already started that process, and he'll be very much involved in these next 6 weeks. That's just kind of how he's wired, and so he'll still be around. He'll still have plenty of work he can do on his own and get back in shape to help lead us going forward.
Coach, I know you weren't here for this, but years ago Carson went down before the playoffs. 5 years ago Andy went down. Do you get a sense of this fan base? Can you even feel that from the community, just them going like, all right, here we go again, where our star goes down? Do you feel any of that energy?
But we got to pick ourselves up. If that is the feeling, we can't feel sorry for ourselves. It is the hand we're dealt, and we got to find a way to regroup and get some momentum going forward. And that's all we can do. We can't waste 1 second feeling sorry for ourselves. And we hate it for Joe because of the work that he put in to put himself in this position to lead this team. But that's the reality of the NFL, and we're not going to miss him beat going forward.
2 more minutes with Coach.
Zach, what do you want the team and even yourself to learn from this experience?
Can you get a little deeper on that one? What experience?
Well, Joe Burrow going down to a season-ending injury, a lot of people are going to point fingers to different guys, maybe the offensive line, the play calls, the lack of, continuity on the offensive line. So you as a play caller and even the team overall, what can you guys learn from this overall experience of the number 1 overall pick going down to a season-ending injury?
I mean, we were playing pretty good in that game before he got hurt. He didn't get hurt during the play. It wasn't a dirty hit by any stretch. He got the ball out cleanly and he got hurt. I don't know what you're looking for there, but that's all I got for you.
You said yesterday that Joe won over the city. Can you describe just what you meant by that?
You can just feel it. That's one of those things you just get a sense of. You could feel his energy in training camp, just amongst the whole team when he'd lead the offense down, and you could feel it in all 3 phases. You just see that, I got young boys, who are in elementary school, and so you get a sense for how much them and their friends talk about Joe, and that kind of gives you the pulse of probably what's going on in the city. I would know probably less than anybody on this Zoom because I don't really leave this building since July, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out kind of what he's meant to this city so far. And you just see the energy in the stadium when the fans are here, and I'm hearing my kids talk. You just know that he's made a tremendous impact on this community.
One last question for Coach.
Well,
Zach,
get one.
Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
I was just going to say, get away from the quarterback position, but rough day for Randy yesterday. Will that position be reevaluated in any way?
Well, I think we got to look at every position. It's always week to week with a lot of these positions, and that was unfortunate. We had a tough day. We left some points on the field there, But again, our expectation for a kicker is to make them all. And so again, that's one of those things that we just got to continue to evaluate all the positions as we go forward this week.
All right, Coach, we'll let you go. Thanks for your time.
Okay. Thank you all.
Thanks, Zach.